Welcome back, everybody. I'm a little froggy today. Not an illness. It's more, I'm getting old, man. I'm getting super old. Let me put it to you this way. Here's a breakdown. I think this is the first of the season that we've sweatshirted. It's 40-some degrees inside the building. It's barely 40 degrees outside. And I don't know if it's the cold air. I don't know if it's the amount of coursework that I did over the past couple days. Mortar, concrete, probably spread over 2 days, 5 hours of raking, pruning trees, all of that stuff. So how do we chase that with our first bit of filming on the week? It has to be a dumb that I'm so excited for that I can tell you now, having not sat down to prepare it, it's going to be, there won't be a thumbnail. It's just going to say like the dumb on a colored background because I don't want to spoil it. I want you to get into it. I want you to be all the way in so that you can truly enjoy it. We're going to lead off by saying ordinarily our man Baseline is the recipient of a lot of the dumbs because he's a test guy and he has to test a lot of things. What we're going to do today absolutely requires a portal axle. In my estimation, having not tested it in any way, I believe that a portal axle is absolutely required. So I thought about tasking one of the twins, and that seemed unfair. They're more of a this or that orientation. So not having a that to go up against the this, it seems unfair. So we are big believers in baptism by fire. You're not, are you a proper member of the Canyon fleet before you've had to dose something truly stupid? And I don't know if you are. So our man Sandy, the Sandman, the TRX4 Sport, going through his TRX4 Sport tuning series, he gets a, God, I don't know, can you qualify this as a break from his tuning series? As he does indeed rest upon portal axles, so those will be put to task today. And we're going to put them to task today by, and follow along with me, we are going to try our very best to stick to a quick view format for this, because, I mean, why wouldn't we? So in that vein, today's Dumbview, and we will call it a Dumbview, is of the RC4WD drive Z-T0212 Mickey Thompson 2.2 ET drag front tires. Will it crawl? I present to you. You know what? They don't look that bad, right? Am I right? I sat and labored over, like, what rim am I going to manage to fit these on? These, by the way, as of the recording of this, are on sale on RC4WD Drive on their site directly for $8 a pair. I'm not advising anyone do this. But if you own a drag car and you need drag slicks for the front, they're $8 a pair. The rubber feels exceptionally grippy. I will say that. They barely fit on these. I think with a conventional beadlock, never going to happen. Like they weren't difficult to mount, but they were kind of time consuming to mount because these are the type of wheels where it's 6 posts and you had to tuck it and tuck it and tuck it and move circularly around. Basically, I don't think that there's any conceivable condition where one of these could be shed from the wheel. They are on here. I didn't bother to ventilate them because they are fully stretched. These things are probably about 20 millimeters wide, and we've mounted them on a rim that is about 30 millimeters wide. So that's the actual width of the carbon. The actual tire has been stretched out to about 28, and the actual portion with tread, and I don't think tread's actually going to matter, is about 20 millimeters wide. More importantly, and the stuff that we need to know for quick views is these are 84 millimeters tall, aka 3¼ inches, pretty much exactly 3¼ inches on these. And the width, as I said, that's not going to matter, but our maximum width might be less than the jig goes down to. The jig only goes down to about 36 millimeters. And these, and as I mentioned, these are just over 30. I don't know. Our side lug today is being played by steel. So we've got some steel side lug, inner and outer. This is a proper dumb. Like, if we're going to do something dumb, we're going to do something dumb. And this 100% qualifies because, I mean, something like a UTB-18 might be a better place to test this. But A, we don't have a UTB-18 in a configuration that I would consider set up. I mean, there's 2 UTB-18s in the building. One isn't set up at all, and one is only halfway built because for some reason I can't get myself to finish it. So we have, we can't have, sorry, I apologize, Susan, we can't have, I mean, it comes down to the reveal, right? If you want to run some, yeah, buddy. It looks as close as possible as you could approximate to, there's battery, that's what we need. It looks as close as to possible as running on temporary spares. If these were just disc-faced and painted like mustard yellow, we would have the perfect appearance of rolling on 4 temporary spares. They mount up exactly as one would expect. Now, with a portal axle on here, we should actually get 2 batteries ending at the same time. That doesn't happen. We should actually get about, yeah, I mean, the ground clearance is terrible. Absolutely terrible. We have a tire that's 84 millimeters tall. The clearance under the C-hub is about 20 millimeters, but by virtue of this being a TRX4, the lowest part of the pumpkin right here, there's a little dip where the ring gear makes it a little fatter. We're still at about 40 millimeters right there, and under the center of the skid, 40 to 45 actually sits down okay. Like, it sits down okay. It looks ridiculous. And breakover is going to suffer unquestionably, but we're going to try to do this as scientifically as possible. Oh man, you know what I just thought? I just thought of it. It's too late though. The squeakers are still here. The April Fool squeaker tires are still here. We could have done head-to-head Mickey Thompson fronts. I mean, honestly, aside from clearance issues, I don't know. So we're going to give them a score. We're going to put a score on these. Simply because they're on sale for $8 a pair, which means if these manage to do anything, the price performance index is going to be pretty good, and that pleases me greatly. So join me, if you will, in yet another Dumbview where we do something ill-advised, but I mean, if we're not here for glee and nonsense, then why are we here? So beyond looking, well, ridiculous, you really want to talk about you'd have to gear way up. Full throttle is barely walking pace. It's just going to come down to clearance, I think. Or alternately, oh, hold on. Yeah, that 20 millimeters, you can get it, nope. We're so low to the ground. Anything. The slide back is actually all right. It's a 7.5. We do 7.5 if the vehicle can just do it. Here's the thing. I don't feel like it could just do it. I felt like we were dealing with a lot of clearance problems. If I can do it real low speed here. Get over. There you go. Any mechanical interference at all, and you're absolutely doomed. The fact that these are 3 1/4 inches tall, which is what? That's about the size of something you'd run on like an 18th scale. Am I correct? Like a 1.3 tire is going to be around 3 inches tall or so, right about the height of this. They are falling right into those grooves. Any sort of mechanical. So if anything plastic touches the rock, these tires have nothing because they have no grip. We got something approximating a self right there. Hey, all right. Okay. If they're clear, well, I can already see like a mark on one of those wheels. Right there. Oh, come on. I mean, I understand there are people out there, that willingly give themselves limitations. And I get it. I mean, I get it. Crawler's paradox and all. What we have here, though, is a tire that, like, it shouldn't be able... This is a front drag slick. We shouldn't be able to get up that. So clearly the compound is soft enough. If there's no plastic hitting rock, hey, descend's pretty good. Coming around. Nice. I realized what I think it looks like now. You know, they have those things where they like they could put train wheels. It looks like a car with train wheels on it. Is what it looks like to me. I can't say 7.5 on that. It has already introduced a problem as far as I'm concerned. CG is definitely down. Yeah. If we're trying to drill it down and we're trying to get to where, like, what is the traction out of this tire? This traction is low 90s, honestly, with the no tread. I mean, just the compound and the tire itself, I'm going to go with like a 9.2. Slick Rock, I'm going with a 9.2 on this. This vehicle is going to have some real problems on some of the test protocol obstacles. But it's already, like, you know, here's the truest problem of it. A UTB 18, aka the UTB 12, would be a better test candidate for this. Portal's small, can manage a 3 1/4 inch tall tire. But I already feel like I kind of have to take the test more seriously than I thought I was going to. I basically have to perform every maneuver. Moving from place to place has to be at wide open throttle. Breakover is going to be absolutely horrendous. Do you see what I mean? It's a lot of throttle. They don't do bad on River Rock, honestly. Yeah. Oh, I felt like we had it. Stability is definitely way up. That's rear pumpkin in for sure. Like, the run-up would have to be just right. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Is it possible to roll this? 100% mechanical. The breakover is really bad. Approach and departure. If you chop, we're running 4/6s. So this vehicle is 3/4 of an inch. Say 17 to 19 millimeters, just straight lower. Everything is near the ground. You get in somewhere where you're not mechanically bound. We're just resting the rear axle right there. They'll go. These little train wheels will go. And, I mean, we can't argue the stability. I'm now looking for lines that look like they have maximum flatness. Oh, come on. Yeah, come on. I think these have the grip. Come on, wiggle it up, come on. Get there, get there. Oh, come on, you got it, come on. More powerful servo would really be helping right here. Get a little, tiny little bit back. There. Get that slider off. Ah! They self-right pretty well, too. It's the metal side lug. It's all about the metal side lug. Oh, yeah, all right. We're encountering problem number 3. Problem number 3 is this. Yeah. This is a full throttle climber. I could kind of do this all day. I could kind of do this all day. So, we're going to mix up the protocol just a little, and we're going to go this way. Because this isn't a proper quick view. We can kind of do whatever we want. I know there's a little bit, there are slightly less surface irregularities here on Tumbledore. If I can pivot that over. You need all 4. If at any point all 4 stop touching, you cannot generate enough grip out of 2 or 3 of the tires. Should be pretty narrow through here. Okay, now we won't have the breakover to make the left-hand ascent, I don't think. You can hear it getting stuck and unstuck. But, like, can it crawl? Yes. And again, yet another slick. Like, we climbed with a drag slick, a rear. Oh, my God, I could have set it up like a drag car. Reverse drag car. The big ones in the front and the small ones in the rear. Oh. It will climb. It will climb better than tires specifically marketed for crawling, which is, and it's 2 wheels every time. This is offensive. Now it's less fun and more sad. 84 millimeters tall. The tread of a radial with a contact patch 20 millimeters wide. Do they have a little bit of fallback to them? Yeah. Will you mechanical? Wait, we're... Will you mechanical all the time? 1,000%. We're just going to make up a number because it's a ridiculous number. I'm cogitating here. There's a number evolving in my brain. Because the more I thought about it, the more... Here he comes, by the way. He's a little bit to the north. The more I thought about it, the more it started to occur that I was like, I don't know how much we're actually seeing of the overall capability of the tire, and more that we're seeing what happens if you try to put a 3¼ inch tall tire on a TRX4 and just take it out on rocks. I don't know why I'm driving so slow across this, because I don't think we're going to have any issue. We just lifted a rear tire because we ran out of suspension. Yeah, it's definitely not going to over-collapse the rear. That's a pretty decent... We could go steeper on a side hill, I'm quite sure, because they're so wheel stretched. You can see the rear axle right on top of that rock. There you go. They're so stretched that even if you get way over on the side like that one, it's a radial. And I think that radial cut, the grooves at a tire this small, I think those grooves might be cosmetic. So we have every bit as much grip on, it's not the, I guess that's the sidewall? The sidewall and the carcass are just one now. The side lug would be where it says like ET drag or whatever on the side. Didn't bother to vent because the foam looked like a white foam rubber band. So I was like, there's really no point in putting a hole in this. It's another one. Another one. Sad making. Tell me something. Other manufacturers, and we won't even leave RC4WD drive as being safe from this. Just absolutely bellied up. How are there crawling tires that have, like, the forward drive on this is above acceptable. We have no lugs. We have no compliance. We, 84 millimeters is doing a lot of heavy lifting right here. Just bellied, but we can. If you can bump, it means you have enough grip to bump. I don't know. I honestly don't know. This is a Dumbview. This is supposed to be a dumb. This is supposed to be the weekly dumb. This is supposed to be where we don't think. We're supposed to be mindless in this application and filled with mirth and glee. It's kind of not happening. Like, this is a competent tire, despite absolutely nothing about it being geared towards what it's currently doing. I mean, we might as well, right? Low speed control will be dramatically improved installing an 84 millimeter tall tire. I feel like they've honestly, that's just front axle right into it every time. That pull, like that pull over right there, reasonable, acceptable. The rear tire version of this, I'm gonna guess, is 2230. That's gonna be my guess. Would probably be pretty good. If it's the same compound as these Mickey Thompson ET fronts, the rears would be a reasonable height, probably around 4.5 inches tall, and would probably honestly work. The tires have enough. There was a moment there. There was an inkling of a moment where my brain kind of forgot how short they are, and they were like, you know what? I think we might actually pull up that side. And then you just, if you really want to scratch up your axles, this is the tire for you. This is the tire for you. Can we get it in any position to get the bumper to clear? Okay. I could hear the little grind sound of the skid and still pulled. So whatever compound they have allocated to their drag tire, it's pretty good. You're going to get a good bump. Basically, no hop. There's no energy return in that little rubber band of a foam. I don't know. If you're feeling spicy, glue up a set and throw them on a UTB 18. They'd look cool. They'd be about the correct size. They'd be pretty proper. 393 is about as big as you can go on a UTB 18 and it not start to look like a 419 kind of looks real stompery monster trucky. So 3 1/4. I mean, it's a little short. It's a little short. I'm not saying go out and buy these. That's ridiculous. They are $8 a pair, though. Look at that. Metal side lug. Metal side lug for the win. On dirt. I don't know, maybe on rock. It's really hard to flip this over. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Now, we are dealing with a combo here. So we're looking at the self-right ability of the carbons with the metal side lug. I would be disingenuous were I to try to say that I don't think that a lot of this self-righting capability is coming from the wheel. Yeah, once they catch, I think honestly, better on forward throttle. The metal side lug bites a little harder in forward. It's on some level upsetting. So while this is where wet would ordinarily be, we would do the wet test. I don't think the wet test matters. I also think this is a drag tire, so it's probably going to do pretty poorly on wet. Also, you know, not that fun is dead. It's that, you know, it's really difficult to find in the situation we find ourselves right now because we should not be able to do anything that I'm doing right now on a drag tire when we have established in the past that there are tires sold specifically for rock crawling that are worse at this stuff. You gotta get the dust off. They don't really like being super dusty. They're maneuverable. Their fallback is very similar to one of the most recently tested RC four-wheel drive tires, which is it's obviously too short and too narrow. But these are complaints that I would make if it was a dang old rock crawling tire, but it's not. It's a front drag tire for a no prep drag car. Calmate. Here's the thing. The dumb is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to remind me that tire manufacturers will feed us garbage and tell us that it's gourmet. And we're in an ugly place right now, everybody. We're in an ugly place. The best tires tested are the ones that have been discontinued for 10 years. If this, I'm telling you right now, whatever the compound this tire is, if you took that exact compound, that exact tread, that exact everything, and make this class 1. So it's now 4.19 inches tall and in the, say, around 38 to 40 millimeters wide. This tire would score probably in the 95s, 96s. I looked at after the moving stations, I looked at the tire test leaderboard. I'm thinking that legitimately I could comfortably give this tire like in the mid 92s, 92, 90, 92.5, 92.6, something like that. That's in the same region with the Dumbview tire, the OGRC road tire. There's a couple right around that zone. Proline Grunts are down there. Baja Bosses are down there. The compound on this is better than all of those tires. Like it actually works. And nothing about what you're looking at right there should work. It just shouldn't. What did we learn today? The manufacturers will sell us whatever, and we'll buy it. And here we are. I mean, I could do it all day. They are genuinely fun. Probably much better suited to something glued on, but maybe not. Maybe maybe the metal side lugs were doing a lot of work today. I don't know. This definitely qualifies as an installment of the dumb. That's dumb. Of course, I'm pointing at our friend over here. I'm all, that's dumb. And so many tires. So few worth buying. I wish I had something more pithy to end with, ladies and gentlemen. The dumb is supposed to end on a happier note. So seek out those happier notes, everybody. Maybe laugh a little and then erase from your memory the fact that an 84 millimeter tall drag tire on 2.2 beadlocks I would put it on the leaderboard. I wouldn't put it at a 93, because 93 is above this line. You should buy this tire. I don't think you should buy this tire. So let's call it high 92s, because I mean, it will. I think somebody prove me, right? If you've got a UTB 18, put some on there and drive it around on it. I think it will probably do okay. Particularly, I imagine like on something like carpet, these would probably be amazing. I'm not going to find out. I'm gonna free up the wheels and I'm gonna go on to the next test. That's why these are quick views, dumb views. That's why this is the dumb. We hit it, we quit it, we forget it. That's how it's done. What we don't forget to do is thank you so very much, one and all, for watching. Invite you, one and all, to tune in for the next one. Put any questions, comments, concerns, or what have you in the comments below. And of course, as always, never to be forgotten, in between now and when we meet again, please, one and all, do your very best to have a good one, everybody. We will see you again here from the canyon with something more ridiculous or more sublime. The truth being told, sometimes it's impossible to tell.